Host, Edwin Sunny, the creator, singer, and admin of various YouTube channels. Welcome, and also social media influencer. And I welcome to all about this video on this channel, Sunny's GQ World, especially meant for the people of the world who are very keen and very worried about getting more and more knowledge day by day. That's why I have created this beautiful channel. In simple words, in simple way, we dictate the terms. That's the thing, that's the quality of our channel. I love my all international friends around the globe, from Italy, America, Canada, France, Paris, Russia, Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, and rest of the places in Europe and Africa. In today's video, before starting, this is a point. So again, I remind that you have to click on the subscribe, that red color subscribe button, bell icon, that is small bell icon, that is a notification bell, and like button. After clicking these three buttons, you have to share the video and this channel link on WhatsApp groups, Facebook, Telegram, Instagram groups, and on threads. Our videos also.
It offers an incredible combination of history, art, architecture, natural beauty, and culture. From ancient Roman ruins to Renaissance masterpieces and breathtaking coastal landscapes, Italy attracts millions of visitors every year. The country is famous for its historic cities, scenic countryside, dramatic mountains, and charming seaside villages. Travelers can explore famous landmarks, enjoy world-class cuisine, and experience unique regional traditions. Below is an explanation of Italy's most famous destinations, regions, and the best time to visit. Rome, the Eternal City. Image Rome, the capital of Italy, is often called the Eternal City because of its long and influential history. Founded more than 2,700 years ago, it was once the center of the Roman Empire, which controlled much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. One of Rome's most famous landmarks is the Colosseum, an enormous ancient amphitheater built nearly 2,000 years ago where gladiators once fought for public entertainment. Nearby are the ruins of the Roman Forum, which was the political and social center of ancient Rome. Another iconic attraction is the Trevi Fountain, a magnificent Baroque fountain where visitors traditionally toss a coin to ensure they will return to Rome someday. Within the city lies Vatican City, the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church and home to St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel, famous for Michelangelo's ceiling paintings. Rome combines ancient ruins with modern life, offering museums, churches, lively squares, and delicious Italian cuisine. Florence, the heart of the Renaissance. Image. Florence is considered the birthplace of the Renaissance, a cultural movement that revived classical art, science, and literature in Europe during the 14th to 17th centuries. The city is famous for its artistic heritage and stunning architecture. The most recognizable building is the Florence Cathedral, also known as the Duomo, with its massive red dome designed by Filippo Brunelleschi. This architectural masterpiece dominates the skyline of Florence. Another major attraction is the Uffizi Gallery, one of the most important art museums in the world. It contains works by legendary artists such as Leonardo da Vinci, Botticelli, and Michelangelo. Florence also features the Ponte Vecchio, a historic bridge lined with shops that cross the Arno River. The city's streets, churches, and museums make it one of the best places in the world to explore Renaissance art and culture. Venice, the city of canals. Image Venice is one of the most unique cities on Earth. Built on more than 100 small islands in a lagoon, the city has no roads. Instead, transportation takes place through canals. The most famous waterway is the Grand Canal, which winds through the city and is lined with beautiful historic palaces. Visitors often explore Venice by riding gondolas, traditional wooden boats steered by gondoliers. The heart of Venice is St. Mark's Square, where visitors can see the magnificent St. Mark's Basilica and the historic Doge's Palace, once the residence of the rulers of the Venetian Republic. Another famous landmark is the Rialto Bridge, one of the oldest and most iconic bridges crossing the Grand Canal. Venice is famous for its romantic atmosphere, historic architecture, and annual Venice Carnival, where people wear elaborate masks and costumes. Amalfi Coast, Italy's scenic coastline image. The Amalfi Coast is one of Italy's most spectacular coastal regions. Located in southern Italy along the Mediterranean Sea, it is famous for its steep cliffs, colorful villages, and stunning sea views. One of the most famous towns on the coast is Positano, known for its pastel-colored houses built on cliffs overlooking the sea. The narrow streets are filled with shops, restaurants, and cafes. Another beautiful destination is Ravello, located high above the coastline. It is known for its peaceful gardens and breathtaking panoramic views of the sea. The Amalfi Coast is a popular destination for relaxation, photography, and scenic drives along winding coastal roads. Tuscany, vineyards, and historic towns. Image Tuscany is one of the most picturesque regions in Italy. It is famous for its rolling hills, vineyards, olive groves, and medieval towns. The region is particularly known for producing world-famous wines such as Chianti. Visitors often travel through the countryside, visiting vineyards, tasting wines, and enjoying traditional Italian food. One of Tuscany's most beautiful cities is Siena, famous for its medieval architecture, the Piazza del Comdo, a large central square where the historic Palio horse race takes place twice each year. Tuscany offers a peaceful atmosphere and beautiful landscapes, making it a favorite destination for travelers seeking culture and nature. Cinque Terre, colorful seaside villages image. The Cinque Terre, meaning five lands, consists of 5 small seaside villages located along the rugged coastline of northwestern Italy. The villages are Monterosso, Vernazza, Corniglia, Manarola, Riomaggiore. Each village is built along cliffs facing the sea and is known for its brightly colored houses. Visitors can travel between the villages by train, boat, or hiking trails that offer spectacular views of the Mediterranean Sea. The area is also known for its seafood, vineyards, and peaceful coastal atmosphere. Other famous destinations in Italy. Besides the cities and regions above, Italy has many other remarkable places to visit. Milan is Italy's financial and fashion capital. It is famous for the magnificent Milan Cathedral, Duomo di Milano, and for being a center of global fashion. Pompeii, near the city of Naples, is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. The ancient Roman city was buried under volcanic ash after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, preserving buildings, streets, and artifacts for nearly 2,000 years. Lake Como, located in northern Italy, is known for its stunning mountain scenery, elegant villas, and peaceful lakeside towns. The Dolomites, part of the Alps in northern Italy, are famous for dramatic mountain peaks, hiking trails, skiing resorts, and breathtaking landscapes. Best time to visit Italy. The best time to visit Italy depends on the type of travel experience a visitor wants. The shoulder seasons, which are spring, April to June, and autumn, September to October, are generally considered the best times to visit. During these months, the weather is pleasant, temperatures are comfortable, and tourist crowds are smaller compared to the peak summer season. Spring brings blooming flowers and lively festivals, while autumn offers beautiful scenery and harvest celebrations in wine regions like Tuscany. Summer, July, and August is the busiest time in Italy, with large tourist crowds and very warm temperatures, especially in cities such as Rome and Florence. Winter is quieter and ideal for visiting museums and historic cities, while the Alps and Dolomites become popular destinations for skiing. Conclusion. Italy is a country that offers an extraordinary variety of experiences for travelers. Visitors can explore ancient Roman ruins in Rome, admire Renaissance art in Florence, ride gondolas through the canals of Venice, or enjoy the scenic beauty of the Amalfi Coast and Cinque Terre. Regions like Tuscany provide peaceful countryside landscapes and world-class vineyards, while places such as Lake Como and the Dolomites offer stunning natural scenery. Italy is one of the most historically significant countries in the world. Located in southern Europe, it has played a major role in shaping Western civilization, politics, culture, art, science, and religion. From the rise of the Roman Empire to the Renaissance and modern European integration, Italy's history reflects a long journey of power, transformation, and cultural influence. Geography and location image. Italy is a boot-shaped country located in the center of the Mediterranean Sea in southern Europe. It covers an area of about 301,338 square kilometers. peninsula extending from the Alps Mountains in the north into the Mediterranean Sea. Italy shares land borders with France, Switzerland, Austria, and Slovenia. Two independent countries, Vatican City and San Marino, are located within Italian territory. Italy also includes several islands, the largest being Sicily and Sardinia. The capital city of Italy is Rome, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. The country's geography includes mountains, plains, rivers, and coastlines, which historically influenced settlement patterns, trade, and political divisions. Early history of Italy. Image between the 9th century BC and the 6th century AD. Italy was inhabited by several different ancient peoples and cultures. Phoenicians, skilled maritime traders from the eastern Mediterranean, established colonies in Sicily and Sardinia. Greeks settled in southern Italy and created colonies known collectively as Magna Graecia, Greater Greece. These cities became centers of Greek culture, philosophy, and trade. Celts occupied much of northern Italy. Etruscans, an advanced civilization, dominated central Italy. They developed cities, architecture, engineering techniques, and cultural traditions that strongly influenced later Roman civilization. These different cultures laid the foundation for the political and cultural development of Italy before the rise of Rome. Rise of the Roman Kingdom and Republic. Image according to Roman tradition, the city of Rome was founded in 753 BC by the legendary figures Romulus and Remus. Initially, Rome was ruled by 7 kings, many of whom were believed to be of Etruscan origin. In 509 BC, the Roman people overthrew the last king and established the Roman Republic. The Republic was governed through a political system involving the Senate, elected officials such as consuls, assemblies representing Roman citizens. The state was symbolized by the phrase SPQR, Senatus Populus Romanus, meaning the Senate and people of Rome. Over several centuries, Rome expanded rapidly through military conquest and diplomacy. By the 2nd century BC, the Roman Republic controlled most of Italy, large parts of Western Europe, North Africa, and parts of the Middle East. Rome became the dominant power of the Mediterranean world. The Roman Empire. Image, political instability eventually weakened the Roman Republic. In 44 BC, the Roman general and dictator Julius Caesar was assassinated. This event triggered a series of civil wars. In 27 BC, Caesar's adopted son Augustus became the first Roman emperor, marking the beginning of the Roman Empire. Under imperial rule, Rome reached an extraordinary level of power and influence. Italy became the center of administration, culture, and economy for the empire. The empire reached its greatest territorial extent during the reign of Emperor Trajan, 98 to 117 AD. At this time, it stretched from Britain in the west, North Africa in the south, the Middle East in the east. Roman achievements included engineering and architecture, roads, aqueducts, amphitheaters, development of law and governance, spread of Latin language and Roman culture. However, beginning in the 3rd century AD, the empire started experiencing decline due to political instability, economic difficulties, and external invasions. Fall of the Western Roman Empire. In 395 AD, the Roman Empire was permanently divided into 2 parts. 1. Western Roman Empire, centered in Rome. 2. Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, centered in Constantinople. The Western Roman Empire faced continuous attacks from Germanic tribes. Finally, in 476 AD, the last Western Roman Emperor Romulus Augustulus was overthrown by the Germanic leader Odoacer. This event traditionally marks the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Odoacer then declared himself the King of Italy, ruling from the city of Ravenna. Medieval Italy and the Renaissance image. During the Middle Ages, Italy was divided into many small kingdoms, duchies, and powerful city-states, such as Florence, Venice, Milan, Genoa, Naples. These city-states often fought each other, but also became wealthy centers of trade and banking. This environment eventually gave birth to the Renaissance, a cultural movement that began in Florence in the 14th century and spread across Europe. The Renaissance marked a revival of classical learning, art, science, and human creativity. Italy became the center of remarkable achievements in painting, architecture, sculpture, literature, science, philosophy. Great figures such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Galileo emerged during this period. However, by the late 15th century, Italy became the battleground for foreign powers during the Italian Wars, where France, Holy Roman Empire fought for control of the region. After these wars, much of Italy fell under the influence of the Habsburg dynasty. Napoleonic era and the road to unification. In 1796, the French leader Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Italy. Several Italian states were reorganized under French control, including the Napoleonic Kingdom of Italy. After Napoleon's defeat, the Congress of Vienna, 1815, restored many of the old monarchies. However, nationalist movements had already begun spreading across the Italian peninsula. During the 19th century, the Italian unification movement, known as the Risorgimento, aimed to unite the various states into one nation. Key figures included Giuseppe Garibaldi, Count Camillo di Cavour, King Victor Emmanuel II. In 1861, most Italian territories united to form the Kingdom of Italy. Further expansion continued. 1866, Italy annexed Venetia after allying with Prussia against Austria. 1870, Italy captured Rome, ending papal rule and completing national unification. Rome became the capital of the unified Italian state. Fascist Italy and World War II. After World War I, Italy faced serious economic difficulties, unemployment, and social unrest. Although Italy had been on the winning side, it did not receive all the territories promised by the Allies. This led many Italians to describe the outcome as a mutilated victory. These conditions helped the rise of Benito Mussolini and the Fascist Party. In 1922, Mussolini came to power after the March on Rome and established a dictatorship. Fascist Italy aimed to restore the glory of the Roman Empire. Key events during Mussolini's rule include 1935, Italy invaded Ethiopia. 1939, Italy annexed Albania. 1940, Italy joined World War II on the side of Nazi Germany. However, Italy suffered military defeats. In 1943, after the Allied invasion of Sicily, Mussolini was removed from power. Germany then occupied northern Italy and created a puppet state called the Italian Social Republic under Mussolini. Italian resistance fighters, along with Allied forces, fought against German and fascist troops. In April 1945, Mussolini was captured and executed. Shortly afterward, German forces in Italy surrendered. Birth of the Italian Republic and modern Italy. In 1946, a national referendum was held to decide the future of Italy's government. The people voted to abolish the monarchy, and Italy became a republic. During the late 1950s and early 1960s, Italy experienced rapid industrial growth known as the Italian economic era. This period transformed Italy into one of the world's major industrial economies. Italy also became an important member of international organizations, including NATO, European Coal and Steel Community, European Union. Today, Italy is known for its strong economy, cultural heritage, and global influence in art, fashion, cuisine, and tourism. It is one of the most visited countries in the world, with historic cities such as Rome, Florence, and Venice attracting millions of tourists every year. Italy's history spans more than 3,000 years and includes the rise of the Roman Empire, the birth of the Renaissance, struggles for national unity, and participation in major global conflicts. Despite periods of decline and political turmoil, Italy has remained a central force in shaping Western civilization. Today, as a democratic republic and a key member of the European Union, Italy continues to influence global culture, politics, and economics. If you want, I can also help you with a
subscribe button, like below this video, and also share the video and this channel link on WhatsApp groups in between your friends and relatives so that they also enjoy as enjoyed by you. And one more thing, please follow my Facebook, Instagram, and tech pages, and also watch our videos on Daily Motion channel, Telegram channel, and on WhatsApp channel. Thank you so much. Love you all. Love you, dear.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Attention viewer, I am Anthony, making disclaimer from my side that this is the video I have created only for educational and promotional use so that a visitor, a fan can increase his own knowledge for the world. Let's begin today's video, man.
Uzbekistan, a landlocked country in the heart of Central Asia, is a place where ancient history, warm hospitality, and everyday affordability come together in a way that feels almost unreal to many travelers. Once a vital part of the legendary Silk Road, Uzbekistan has for centuries connected East and West, and that legacy still shapes its culture, architecture, and people today. The story of Uzbekistan begins thousands of years ago, when great cities like Samarkand, Bokhara, and Khiva rose from the desert sands as centers of trade, science, and art. Merchants carrying silk, spices, gold, and ideas passed through these cities, making them some of the most important hubs in the world. Samarkand, often called the Pearl of the East, was famously developed by the conqueror Emir Timur Tamerlane in the 14th century. He turned it into a grand capital filled with stunning mosques, madrasas, and mausoleums, many of which still stand today with their dazzling blue tiles and intricate designs. Walking through Registan Square in Samarkand feels like stepping into a living painting. The towering madrasas, covered in geometric patterns and shimmering mosaics, reflect the brilliance of Islamic architecture. In Bokhara, the old city is so well preserved that it feels like time has paused. Narrow streets, ancient minarets, and bustling bazaars tell stories of traders and scholars who once shaped the intellectual life of the region. Khiva, another historic city, is like an open-air museum, with its mud brick walls and perfectly preserved buildings enclosed within ancient fortifications. But Uzbekistan is not just about history, it is also about its people, who are widely known for their kindness and hospitality. Uzbek culture places great importance on welcoming guests. It is common for locals to invite visitors into their homes, offering tea, bread, and traditional meals with genuine warmth. The people are diverse in appearance, reflecting centuries of cultural exchange along the Silk Road. You will see a mix of Central Asian, Persian, and even East Asian features, all blending into a unique and beautiful identity. Many visitors are struck not just by physical beauty, but by the genuine smiles and respectful nature of the people. Traditional Uzbek clothing adds to this charm. Brightly colored fabrics, embroidered patterns, and handcrafted designs are still worn, especially during festivals and celebrations. Women often wear flowing dresses made from ikat fabric, while men may wear embroidered caps known as dapi. These cultural elements give everyday life a vibrant and artistic feel. One of the most surprising aspects of Uzbekistan for many travelers is how affordable it is. Compared to many countries, the cost of living and travel here is remarkably low. A hearty traditional meal, such as plav, a rice dish cooked with meat, carrots, and spices, might cost only a few dollars in local restaurants. Fresh bread, known as naan, is both delicious and inexpensive, often baked in clay ovens and sold in local markets for a very low price. Transportation is also affordable. High-speed trains connecting major cities like Tashkent, Samarkand, and Bokhara are modern, comfortable, and reasonably priced. Local taxis and buses cost very little, making it easy for both locals and tourists to travel around without spending much.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you loved this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe and a like of this video and share this video link and the link of
Accommodation in Uzbekistan offers great value as well. From budget guest houses to charming boutique hotels located in historic buildings, visitors can find comfortable places to stay at prices far lower than in many Western countries. Even in popular tourist cities, it is possible to enjoy a memorable and authentic experience without a high budget. Markets in Uzbekistan are full of life and color. Fruits, vegetables, spices, nuts, and dried fruits are sold at incredibly low prices. Uzbekistan is especially famous for its sweet melons, juicy pomegranates, and flavorful grapes. Walking through a local bazaar is an experience in itself, with vendors calling out, offering samples, and engaging in friendly conversation. Despite its affordability, Uzbekistan is rich in cultural and intellectual heritage. The region has produced some of the world's greatest scholars, including Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, and Avicenna, Ibn Sina, a pioneer in medicine. Their contributions to science and knowledge have had a lasting impact on the world. In modern times, Uzbekistan has been developing rapidly while still preserving its traditions. The capital city, Tashkent, is a blend of Soviet-era architecture, modern buildings, and green parks. It offers a different perspective compared to the ancient cities, showing how the country is moving forward while respecting its past. Tourism in Uzbekistan has been growing steadily as more people discover its hidden beauty. The government has made efforts to simplify visa processes and improve infrastructure, making it easier for international visitors to explore the country. What truly makes Uzbekistan special is the feeling it gives to those who visit. It is not just the stunning architecture or the low prices, but the sense of connection to history, to culture, and to people. Sitting in a courtyard with a cup of green tea, listening to stories, and watch golden sunset over ancient domes creates memories that stay for a lifetime. Uzbekistan is a place where the past and present live side by side. It is a country where you can walk through centuries-old streets in the morning, enjoy a delicious and affordable meal in the afternoon, and share laughter with friendly locals in the evening. Its beauty is not only in its monuments, but in its everyday life. For anyone seeking a destination that combines history, culture, affordability, and genuine human connection, Uzbekistan stands as one of the most remarkable places in the world.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you loved this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share this video link and the link for the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, so that other fans the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, my dear friends. I am admin Sunny, owner and creator of this channel and video. In this video, I bought some very shocking and special, unique human beings on Earth. In my style, I will dictate the terms in my video. There are so many incidents happens around us all day long. In the same way, the life never stops. It keeps on going on and on. There are so many huge, shocking and unforgettable meet. Today in this video, I will show you with the help of photographs, meet with the tallest, heaviest and strongest real people in your earth on which you live. People who ever walk the earth. John Prosser Mini was so large that doctor could not weight him on a normal scale. This size was not just about overeating, it was a rare mix of genetic and medical conditions that caused his body to keep growing and growing at his peak. It was so dangerous, such a big and huge human being on earth. He was so heavy, means in simple way I can say in my style, heavy duty person. That a team of firefighters once had to help move him. Oh my God. Why not ride crane and all? This is a joke, man. It's all by the God, so we never have to laugh on any person. This is for your entertainment. I am dictating the terms in my style. His bed was custom built. His daily life completely adjusted as per the size of this huge man. His case remains one of the most extreme examples of human weight ever seen even in hospitals. They are not prepared for someone like such type of heavy duty person on earth. What makes John unforgettable is not just how big he was, but how his story changed the way doctors look at extreme obesity today. Another man in the list is Paul Mawson's size was so extreme, delivery truck had to bring food to his door. Please understand, delivery truck means what? Such a huge person, my God. Food is brought by delivery truck. It's a very, very unique and shocking man. At one point, he could not walk without assistance. Doctor performed a risky surgery one day that changed his life, but his journey did not end there, man. What really draws people in a how he fought back, that is very, very important. Good. Paul went from total isolation to trying to live a regular life. This must be the courage inside any human. Fight it out. His body was huge, but his history is very bigger also. Aura did not just complete in sumo, he shook the entire ring with every step. Born in Russia, he moved to Japan and quickly became known for his incredible size. Fans were stand watching him overpower his opponent without even needing to move much. He retired young, but people still talk about his massive presence. Even among sumo giants, Aura stood out like few ever have. Ignore height made everyday life feel like navigating a world built for someone else. You know, he could not find shoes, bags, or even cars that fit him properly. So this is a problem. His calm, soft-spoken personality through always surprise. There are much people all over the globe, and it's a long story. One by one I will dictate in various upcoming videos. Everyone who met him, despite dealing with constant health issues, he stayed active in advocacy and even took part in a political rally. Igor was not just tall, he was memorable, thoughtful, and well larger than life in every way. And his body made headlines, but behind all that attention is a woman who is learned to live confidently with a condition she was born with. Her chest size, it draws stares wherever she goes, but she does not hide, not at all. She has turned what could have been a lifelong challenge into something empowering. Most people honestly can't believe her measurements are natural, but they are. In the same way, the story is so simply grew that way. Neil's towering frame landed him roles in fantasy films and shows. There are so many other characters you can understand in the story as I will keep on making the videos on such topics. But in this video, I will stop here and you see the further report created by me in this video. Please hit the subscribe bell and like below this video so that you never lose the upcoming.
The Earth has always been home to billions of people, but every once in a while, it creates someone so unusual that they seem to exist outside the normal rules of life. Some are born different. Some become extraordinary through their choices. And some remain mysteries, leaving behind stories that no one can fully explain. This is not just a list of unique people. This is their story, woven together across time, continents, and reality itself. The gathering of the unusual. In a quiet, almost forgotten museum hidden somewhere between Europe and Asia, there stood a hall called the Gallery of Human Wonders. It was not open to the public. There were no tickets, no advertisements, and no official records of its existence. But every few years, something strange happened. The people who were considered different by the world somehow found their way there. No one invited them. They just arrived. The man with elastic skin. Gary Turner stood in front of a mirror, gently pulling the skin of his neck outward. It stretched far beyond what seemed possible, almost like rubber. Most people would have called it strange, even frightening. But Gary had lived his whole life with it. A rare condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome made his skin incredibly elastic. As he stood in the gallery, he noticed others around him, people who looked just as different in their own ways. For the first time, he didn't feel like the odd one. The world's smallest woman. Near a large wooden display case stood Jodi Amch. At just over 2 feet tall, she had spent her life looking up, literally and figuratively, at a world built for people much bigger than her. But here, in this strange gathering, no one looked down on her. Gary smiled and waved. Jodi smiled back. And in that moment, size didn't matter at all. The man with one giant arm. A heavy wooden table creaked as Matthias Schlitt rested his arm on it. One arm, massive, powerful, and far larger than the other. A result of Klippel-Trenaunay syndrome, his condition made him look unbalanced, but also made him one of the strongest arm wrestlers in the world. Jeff Dave, standing nearby with his enormous hands, chuckled. "Looks like I finally found someone who can compete with me," Jeff said. Matthias smirked. "Only one way to find out." The two men shook hands, if you could even call it that, and for a moment their differences turned into strength, not limitation. The man of many fingers. In the corner of the room, Devendra Sutar carefully examined a wooden sculpture. His hands were unlike any others, extra fingers, perfectly formed, moving with precision. What others once saw as abnormal, he had turned into skill. As a carpenter, his hands allowed him to create designs no one else could replicate. "Your hands are not strange," a voice behind him said. He turned to see a man sketching quietly, Leonardo da Vinci. "They are advanced." The man with protruding eyes. Suddenly, a small crowd gathered. Sidney de Carvalho Mesquita stood calmly as people watched in amazement. He gently pushed his eyes outward, far beyond what seemed humanly possible. Gasps filled the room, but Sidney simply smiled. "Everyone has something," he said. "This just happens to be mine." And oddly enough, no one laughed, because in that room, no one was normal enough to judge. The hair-covered mystery. From the shadows stepped a figure that looked almost mythical. His entire body was covered in thick hair, face, arms, everything. Known in history as the Wolf Man, he was once feared, misunderstood, even treated as something less than human. But here no one stepped back. Jodi walked up to him and said softly, "You must have been very lonely." The Wolf Man nodded. "Yes, until now." The traveler in leather. The doors creaked open again. A man walked in wearing nothing but handmade leather clothing, worn, stitched, and weathered by time. The Connecticut Leatherman. For years, he had walked a 365-mile route across the United States and Canada, living the same cycle over and over again. No one knew why. No one knew his real story. "Why did you keep walking?" Gary asked. The Leatherman paused, because stopping felt stranger than continuing. The woman who was never found. Suddenly, a screen flickered to life. Grainy footage appeared, one of the most famous moments in history. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy. And there, in the background, stood a mysterious woman holding a camera. The babushka lady. She filmed everything, and then disappeared. No identity, no explanation. And now she was here. Why did you never come forward? Someone asked. She looked around the room, her face unreadable. Some stories are more powerful when they remain unanswered. The people who lived differently. In another section of the gallery, two groups stood quietly observing. The Maasai and Hadza people. While the modern world rushed toward technology, speed, and complexity, they had preserved something ancient, balance with nature. They hunted, gathered, lived simply, yet deeply. A man from the group spoke. You call us different, but once everyone lived like this. The room fell silent, because for the first time the idea of normal began to feel questionable. The genius beyond time. Leonardo da Vinci stood at the center of it all, sketching constantly. Flying machines, human anatomy, strange inventions centuries ahead of their time. How can one person do so much? Jody asked. Leonardo smiled. Curiosity, he replied. The moment you stop accepting limits, you become something else entirely. The man who fooled the world. In the corner, a quiet man observed everything carefully. Juan Puyol Garcia, a double agent during World War II. He had deceived the Nazis with false information, so convincingly that both sides honored him. A hero and a liar. Which one were you? Gary asked. One smiled slightly. Sometimes being both is what saves the world. The realization. As the night passed, something became clear. These people were not gathered because they were strange. They were gathered because they represented something deeper. Different ways of being human. Some showed the extremes of the body. Some showed the extremes of the mind. Some showed the mysteries of history. And some showed paths humanity had forgotten. Gary looked around the room. For so long, I thought I was alone. You were never alone. Mirror-like voice echoed in the silence of the hall. Though no one knew where it came from, just rare. The final truth. As dawn approached, the gallery began to fade. One by one, the people disappeared, returning to their own worlds, their own timelines, their own stories. But they carried something back with them. Understanding that being different is not a flaw. It is a variation of existence. A reminder that humanity is not one shape, one size, one way of thinking. It is a spectrum, stretching from the smallest woman to the strongest arm, from the most mysterious figure to the greatest genius. And somewhere, hidden from the ordinary world, the gallery of human wonders still waits for the next group of people who don't fit in. Because sometimes, the most unique people on earth are not the ones who stand out, but the ones who quietly redefine what it means to be human.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you loved this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share this video link and the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest so that others can the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello friends, I am admin Sunny, owner and creator of this video and channel. Today, in this video, I brought the basic and very important historical, culture, tradition and epics of beautiful country and one of my favorite country, none other than South Korea. What is the history? What are the monuments? What are the historical places you can visit in this beautiful city and one of my favorite country, you can say, after that depart from North Korea, it splits. Korea splits into two parts, North Korea and South Korea. Today, in this video, I am only discussing about South Korea. So let's begin this video, but before leaving the video or this channel, it's your duty and responsibility to hit the subscribe bell and like buttons. Why I am saying this? Because whenever we launches our new video, it is totally free. To watch that video is of great importance like this. So hit the subscribe bell and like and share the video link on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, in between your relatives and friends so that they also get benefited. And you can also watch our videos on Daily Motion channels, Telegram and WhatsApp channel. Let's begin this today's video. I am admin Sunny. I am creating this video especially for my South Korean friends. Love you all. Let's begin.
South Korea, or the Republic of Korea, ROK, has transformed from a war-torn nation into a major developed democracy and economic power. Founded in 1948, it survived the devastating Korean War, 1950 to 53, evolving from authoritarian rule to a thriving economy and cultural powerhouse since democratic reforms in 1987. Wikipedia. Key historical phases. Ancient and colonial history. Korea has a long history, with early kingdoms like Gojoseon and the Three Kingdoms, Beach, Goguryeo, Silla, ruling the peninsula. It was colonized by Japan from 1910 to 1945. Division and War, 1945 to 1953, following Japan's defeat in World War II. The U.S. and USSR divided Korea at the 38th parallel. In 1948, the South became the ROK under Syngman-rhee, while the North was established under communist rule. The 1950 to 53 Korean War resulted in massive destruction and left the peninsula divided by a demilitarized zone. Economic miracle, 1960s to 1990s under rapid modernization efforts. South Korea developed industrial conglomerates, chaebols such as Samsung and Hyundai, turning it into a global economic leader. Democratization, 1987. Present following decades of authoritarian rule, intense public protests forced democracy, leading to direct presidential elections in 1987. Modern status. Today, South Korea is a prominent global player in technology, pop culture, K-pop/cinema, and trade. History.com. History.com. +6. Key aspects of the story. Democracy. Since 1987, South Korea has maintained a competitive electoral system. Economy. It is one of Asia's most affluent countries, moving from poverty to a top-tier economy. Cultural power. Known as the Hallyu or Korean Wave, its culture is popular worldwide. Demographics. Over half of the population, 52 million, lives in the Seoul metropolitan area. Wikipedia. Ongoing conflict. Division. The 1953 armistice means North and South Korea are technically still at war. Keep in mind this program is specially created by Singer, content creator admin Sunny, only for educational and knowledge. Use the history of South Korea, begins with the Japanese surrender on 2 September 1945. At that time, South Korea and North Korea were divided, despite being the same people and on the same peninsula. In 1950, the Korean War broke out. North Korea overran South Korea until US-led UN forces intervened. At the end of the war in 1953, the border between South and North remained largely similar. Tensions between the two sides continued. South Korea alternated between dictatorship and liberal democracy. It underwent substantial economic development. South Korea to 1961. The First Republic. The First Republic, established in August 1948, adopted a presidential system, and Syngman-rhee was subsequently elected its first president. South Korea also adopted a national security law, which effectively prohibited groups that opposed the state or expressions of support for North Korea. Rhee was re-elected in August 1952 while the country was at war. Even before the outbreak of the Korean War, 1950 to 53, there had been a serious conflict between Rhee and the opposition-dominated National Assembly that had elected him in 1948. The dispute involved a constitutional amendment bill that the opposition introduced in an attempt to oust Ri by replacing the presidential system with a parliamentary cabinet system. The bill was defeated, but the dispute continued at Busan, the wartime provisional capital, where the National Assembly was reconvened, when the opposition introduced another amendment bill in favor of a parliamentary cabinet system. Ri in 1952 countered by pushing through a bill that provided for the popular election of the president. Later, in 1954, Ri succeeded in forcing the National Assembly, then dominated by the ruling party. Under the revised constitution, Ri ran successfully for his third term of office in May 1956. His election for the fourth time, in March 1960, was preceded by a period of tension and violence, and was followed by accusations that the election had been fraudulent. Massive student demonstrations took place that culminated in a major event on April 19th, in which many demonstrators died. Ri resigned under pressure 6 days later and fled to exile in Hawaii, where he died in 1965 at age 90. The Second Republic. The Second Republic, which adopted a parliamentary cabinet system, lasted only 9 months. A figurehead president was elected by both houses of the legislature, and power was shifted to the office of Prime Minister Chiang Mayan, who was elected by the lower house by a narrow margin of 10 votes. The Chiang government made some strenuous efforts to initiate reforms. In a society laden with social and economic ills accumulated over a long period of time, however, it failed to cope with the unstable situation created by a violent political change. Rampant political factionalism only made the situation worse. With the ultimate source of authority now vested in the office of the Prime Minister, all factions, conservative and moderate, engaged in constant maneuvering to win over a group of independents in order to form a majority in the legislature. Before Chiang had time to launch a full program of economic reform, the leadership of the ruling Democratic Party was crippled by factional strife within its ranks, military rule. The 1961 coup. Park Chung-hee. Park Chung-hee, South Korea's most influential 20th century leader, Park Chung-hee, in 1970. On May 16, 1961, the military seized power through a carefully engineered coup d'etat, ushering in a new phase of post-liberation Korean politics. The military junta, led by General Park Chung-hee, took over the government. South Korea offers a deep dive into history, blending Joseon dynasty palaces in Seoul with ancient Silla kingdom sites in Jeonju. Must-visit UNESCO locations include Gyeongbokgung Palace, the hilltop Bulguksa Temple, and the impressive Hwasong Fortress. Other essential spots include the DMZ, Bukshin Hanok Village, and the ancient cumuli of Jeonju. Bluetakena.com. Bluetakena.com. +4. Top historical places in South Korea. Gyeongbokgung Palace, Seoul, the largest and primary palace of the Joseon dynasty, featuring daily guard-changing ceremonies. Changdeokgung Palace and Secret Garden, Seoul, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, known for its harmonious integration into the natural landscape. Jeonju Historic Areas, Jeonju known as the Museum Without Walls. This area features Silla-era ruins, including the Kyeomseongdi Observatory and Royal Tombs. Bulguksa Temple, Jeonju, a head temple of Korean Buddhism representing a masterpiece of Buddhist art. Hwasong Fortress, Suwon, a 5.74 kilometers long fortress surrounding the center of Suwon, built in the 18th century. Bukshin Hanok Village, Seoul, a traditional residential area with hundreds of Korean houses, Hanok, dating back to the Joseon dynasty. DMZ, Demilitarized Zone, a poignant historic site providing insight into the Korean War and modern border tensions. Jeonmyo Shrine, Seoul, a Confucian shrine dedicated to the ancestors of the Joseon dynasty. Heinsa Temple, Jangyeon Panjian. Hapcheon houses the Tripitaka Koreana, the world's most comprehensive collection of Buddhist scriptures. Enong Haho Folk Village. Enong, a traditional clan village from the Joseon dynasty, still inhabited by residents. Bluetakena.com. Bluetakena.com. +5. Key tips for historic site visitors. Hanok rentals. Many visitors wear traditional hanbok, Korean outfits, which provides free entry all 16 World Heritage sites in South Korea. Tracing more than 2,000 years of history, the South Korean World Heritage sites are found from big cities to remote forests, and take you through the country's most important eras. Cheongdeokgung Palace Complex, Jeonmyo Shrine, Royal Tombs of the Joseon Dynasty, Namban Wazong Fortress, Gyeongju Historic Areas, Sukhaguram Grotto and Bulguksa Temple, Heinsa Temple, Historic Villages of Korea, Haho and Yongdong, Sansa, Buddhist Mountain Monasteries in Korea, CO1, Korean Neo-Confucian Academies, Beach Historic Areas, Gochang, Wasan and Ganghwa Dolmen Sites, Gepol, Korean Tidal Flats, Jeju Volcanic Island and Lava Tubes, Gaia Tumuli. When most people, myself included, think of Korean history, they think of the past century. The Japanese occupation, the Korean War, the separation of North and South. These are all parts of the story that we are more familiar with. Not surprisingly, though, none of South Korea's World Heritage Sites are related to this period or these events. In fact, they almost seem carefully curated to showcase the long, proud history of the peninsula that came before the recent and undignified events. And there's a lot of heritage to talk about, from the states that ruled the land in ancient times to the three main kingdoms that dominated in the first millennium, the rise of Buddhism in a united peninsula, and then the period of kings that have left the biggest mark on modern Korea. When it comes to the World Heritage Sites of South Korea, there's not much emphasis on nature, despite the country having some impressive national parks. Of its 15 sites on the World Heritage list, only 2 of them are natural, and one of those is not even particularly spectacular to look at. Traveling around South Korea, the World Heritage Sites are actually a really good way to learn about the country's history, and I would recommend visiting quite a few of them. Cheongdeokgung Palace Complex. Nestled in the heart of Seoul, the Cheongdeokgung Palace Complex is a must-see for any traveler with an interest in Korean history and culture. This stunning palace complex was built in the 15th century and served as the seat of power for the Joseon dynasty. As you walk through the palace's beautiful gardens, it's easy to see why it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The landscape is meticulously designed, with manicured lawns, ponds, and walkways that wind through ancient trees and shrines. Once you enter the palace itself, you'll be transported back in time to an era of grandeur and opulence. The intricate architecture of the palace's buildings is a sight to behold, with sweeping roofs and ornate carvings adorning every surface. One of the highlights of visiting Cheongdeokgung Palace is the Secret Garden, a sprawling green space that was once reserved for the royal family's private use. It's a peaceful oasis in the heart of the bustling city, and a great place to unwind after a day of sightseeing. Overall, the Cheongdeokgung Palace Complex is a true gem of Seoul and a testament to Korea's rich cultural heritage. It's definitely worth taking the time to explore this stunning complex and learn more about the fascinating history of this incredible country. Jeonmyo Shrine. Jeonmyo Shrine is a Confucian shrine dedicated to the memory of the deceased kings and queens of the Joseon dynasty. Located in Seoul, it was built in 1394 and rebuilt in 1601 after a fire. It is the oldest and most authentic of the Confucian royal shrines to have been preserved. There are 2 important halls you'll see when you visit Jeonmyo Shrine. The main hall, called the Gyeongjin, houses 49 spirit tablets of kings and queens, while the Yeongnyeongjin has 34 of them. Set within parklands, there are a few other things to see at the shrine complex. Royal Tombs of the Joseon Dynasty. The Royal Tombs of the Joseon Dynasty are a group of 40 tombs located in the cities of Seoul and Gyeonggi. These tombs were built for the members of the Joseon Dynasty, which ruled Korea from 1392 to 1910. The tombs were built in accordance with Confucian principles, which emphasize the importance of respecting one's ancestors. The tombs are surrounded by beautiful landscapes and are designed to blend in with the natural surroundings. They are also adorned with various sculptures and decorations, including stone bridges, pavilions, and gates. The tombs are also home to various artifacts and relics, including pottery, weapons, and clothing, which provide insight into the lives of the Joseon dynasty. The royal tombs of the Joseon dynasty were designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2009. They are considered to be one of the most important historical and cultural sites in South Korea and attract visitors from all over the world. Namban is a fortress city located in Gyeonggi Province, South Korea. It was built during the 17th century to protect the capital city of Seoul from foreign invasions. The fortress is situated on a mountain ridge and is surrounded by steep walls that are up to 12 meters high. The fortress was designed to be self-sufficient and has many features that allowed it to function as a city. It has 4 gates, 3 main palaces, and many other buildings, including temples, shrines, and military facilities. The fortress also had a system of water supply, with wells and reservoirs that could hold up to 1 million liters of water.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe bell and like this video and share this video link and the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, so that others can the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Admin Sunny here. One thing I want to tell you about the Japan, why so many people of Japan, they are just bending out in the life to leave their own nations. As of early 2026, people in Japan, both citizens and long-term foreigners residing there, are experiencing increased feelings of uncertainty and fear, driven by a combination of impending natural disasters, severe economic pressures, and rapid social changes. According to the research and news report as of March 2026, the primary factor driving this fear includes fear of impending natural disaster. That is very, very important. More than 80% of Japanese people fear that a massive earthquake similar to the 2011, that is Tohoku disaster, could occur in the future. This persistent threat, combined with the reality that 70% of people feel unprepared, contributes to a constant state of anxiety. Geographical and economic uncertainty, rising oil prices fueled by the Iran conflict are driving various types of problems and threatening Japanese economic stability. Many fear this will heavily impact corporate earnings, leading to a rising cost of living and stagnant salaries. Another point is rising anxiety and mental health struggles. A 2024 survey reported that 78.2% of Japanese people feel anxious. They are very anxious, you can say, a record high with high rates of work-related mental health issues, particularly among those in their teens and 20s. Demographic crisis and social strains. Japan's population is just shrinking at a record pace of 908,000 plus decline in 2024. The springing, you can say, the shrinking workforce has led to severe labor shortage, putting immense pressure on remaining workers. That is very, very dangerous move by the life. And the rising and social tensions amidst rapid social changes. There is an increase in Japanese firsts sentiment and anti-foreigners increase, leading to discomfort for long-term foreign residents in the country who feels they are being viewed as a burden now on the nation. Cultural isolation is, in their language, you use Hiki, hiki, ko, mori, and roughly 1.5 million people in Japan live in a state of social withdrawal known as hikikomori after triggered by work pressure, job loss, and anxiety. So let's move towards more about this topic. Thank you. Hello, welcome friend. That means Sunny here. You are watching Sunny's GK World official YouTube channel. I am admin Sunny, your host, and in this today's important video, I will try to give you some important tips and information about a very, very beautiful and renowned nation story that is none other than Japan. Here, I am just making it clear that why so many people, the public of Japan, is leaving their own nation. 90% of people just want to migrate from their dangerous located country called Japan. Do you know that there is a country in the world that is considered almost perfect in terms of technology, safety, and quality of the life? Yet, today that same country is facing a strange and serious problems. Instead of people moving there, they are leaving it. They is leaving their own country, Japan, and not just foreigners, but even its own young population is gradually moving out of Japan. Why? The big question is Japan really becoming empty? And if so, what is happening there in Japan to the world's fifth largest economy? Yes, we are looking about and we are talking about Japan, a country famous worldwide for its robots, bullet trains, and ultra-modern technologies and ultra-modern cities. And also beautiful models, beautiful girls, dancers, culture, tradition, all are beautiful in Japan. Japan currently has a population of around 123 millions, 123 million, making it the 11th most populous country in the world on the earth. Cities like Tokyo, Osaka, and Nagoya are also advanced that many people consider them a glimpse of the future. However, when we look deeper into the matter, we find a very unusual population pattern. About 2/3 of Japan population lives in a narrow strip called the Pacific Belt. They called it Pacific Belt, a 1,200-kilometer long region stretching from Fukuoka to Tokyo. This area includes major cities like Hiroshima, Kobe, Osaka, Kyoto and Nagoya and Tokyo, nearly 80 million people live in just 10% of the country's land, while the remaining 90% is sparsely populated. Now, what is this going on there in Japan? Many rural areas are rapidly decline, schools are closing, villagers are running here and there to save their life, villagers are becoming empty, villages are getting vacated by the people and abandoned houses called Akia are increasing so much that the government is offering them at very, very low prices. One major reason for this is Japan's geography. About 73% of the country is mountainized, leaving very little land for cities and farming. Historically, people settled near coastal plains like the, you can say, Kanto, Nobi and Kansai plains, where cities like Tokyo developed. Tokyo itself is the largest metropolitan area in the world, and with over 40 million people. However, before proceeding more on into this video and topic, I request you all to make it very, very clear to hit the subscribe bell and like below this video. And after clicking on subscribe bell and like, your duty is to share the video and channel link on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and to the various groups so that people know each other and more people attach with these channels to get a proper and fair information. So it's your duty to hit the subscribe bell and like, and you can also watch my videos on Daily Motion channels, Telegram channels, and also on WhatsApp channel. So I'm talking about, however, the biggest issue now is Japan aging population and declining birth rate. That is very, very important. Every year the population is striking. Prime Minister Fumio has told last year, has called this one of Japan's biggest national challenges. The government has introduced financial support for families, child care, subsidies and policies to help working mothers. But the problem is still not able to be solved in the minds of the people that don't want to live in Japan. Even former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe tried to address this through economics reforms and by increasing workforce participation among women and the elderly, but population decline continued. A new trend is also emerging. Young Japanese people are moving abroad. They are just running towards America, Europe, and other countries like Russia and all. Unlike, as I have told you, a new trend is also emerging. Young Japanese girls and boys, especially girls, after taking education from there, they are just running off Japan. Japanese people are moving abroad. Unlike the past, where people work their entire lives in one company, today youth seek better salaries, freedom and lifestyles. Countries like the United States, Canada, Australia and parts of Europe are becoming more attractive. Why? At the same time, fewer foreigners are choosing Japan due to challenges like difficult Japanese language, strict corporate culture, long working hours. Economically, Japan has also struggled since the 1990s asset bubble collapse, leading to slow growth. Future GDP growth is expected to remain around 0.5% to 1%, one of the lowest among developed countries nowadays. The biggest concern is the shrinking working age population, which has already declined by about, you can say, 16% since 1995. Meanwhile, nearly 30% of Japan's population is now over 65, increasing pressure on healthcare, pensions, and government spendings. Although unemployment is low, around 2.5%, you can say the real issue is labor storages and low productivity, limiting industrial growth. Now, this situation also connects with India. India has one of the youngest populations in the world, while Japan is rapidly aging. This creates an opportunity. To recent years, India and Japan have increased cooperation in technology, manufacturing, and skill development. Many Indian students and professionals are working in Japan, especially in sectors like automobiles, robotics, and electronics items. India could be part of the solution for Japan workforce shortage. However, a critical question remains still. If birth rate continue to fall, young people keep leaving and foreign workers don't arrive in large numbers, Japan population may decline even faster in the future. Despite being a major global economy, Japan is now at a turning point. It must find new solutions, whether through immigrations, economic reforms, and advanced technologies like robotic and AI entry. On this, one thing is certain: Japan's story is not just about one country. It may be a preview of the future challenges that many developed nations also going to be faced. As a creator, it's my duty to tell the it's our duty as a creator, as a social media influencer, that I have to tell you the reality, what is going on and why this new generation is running towards Europe, Russia and other countries and leaving their own nation, Japan. Please think about your country. Please respect and love your country. That is very, very important. This video will be also be done and reformed in Japanese language so that what mistakes Japanese are doing will be converted into their Japanese language. After this video, next video will be turned into their Japanese language so that Japanese young boys and girls can understand what I mean to say and why I have created this video in their own language, that is in Japanese language. Thank you, and make sure to hit the subscribe button and like below this video and share on WhatsApp group in between your friends and family so that they also know something more about the world. Thank you so much. Let me go.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Admin Sunny here. You're watching Sunny's GK World. In this video, I will going to discuss the importance and the beauty of one and only beautiful country in its class, and that is New Zealand. This is the story of New Zealand. Why this nation is very, very special in terms of safety, beauty, and peacefulness. Here we are discussing about New Zealand. When we talk about the peace, the quality, the love, the affection, the equality, there is so many nations around us, but New Zealand, I find, is better than all. When powerful nations around the world are shaken by nuclear threats all day long, all round the globe, and all round the year. When powerful nations around the world are shaken by these attacks, these wars, these nuclear threats, and the fear of war, when tensions rise between the countries like Iran and the United States right now, there exists a country quietly sitting in a corner of the world, untouched by jaws. That country is none other than New Zealand, often considered one of the safest places on earth. This is the blessing of universe, I think. The biggest strength of New Zealand is its geography. It lies in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. In Hindi we called it Prashant Mahasagar. Thousands of kilometers away from major conflict zone. Even its closest neighbor like Australia is also about 1,600 to 2,000 kilometers away from New Zealand on Earth. Because of this distance, any missile launched from a region like the United States, Europe, or the Middle East would likely be detected and neutralized before reaching to New Zealand. That's why this country is quite very safe, man. New Zealand has no major enemies. In the meantime, no nearby hustles, military bases, and no strategic resources like oil that could make it a target. Its military is defensive rather than aggressive, which further reduces the chances of conflicts itself. Even if an enemy tried to attack, maintaining supply lines across vast oceans would be extremely difficult. But safety is not just about avoiding wars, it's also about survival. New Zealand is highly self-sufficient. It produces more food than is needed, almost, has abundant clean water, and generates significant renewable energy itself. Even if global supply chains collapse, the country can sustain itself by its own. So this is the beauty of New Zealand. Congratulations, those who are staying there, man, love you all and been sunny here. Because of this, many billionaires are reportedly buying land and building bunkers in New Zealand, seeing it as a safe haven in case of global disaster. In fact, New Zealand declared itself a nuclear-free zone in the 1980s itself, and it does not allow nuclear-powered or nuclear-armed ships into its port to enter. Geographically, New Zealand is an island nation in the South Pacific made up of two main islands, the North Island and the South Island, along with many smaller ones too. It covers about 268,000 square kilometers and has a population of around 5 million people plus. The country is known for its high education levels with nearly 99% literacy rate, as we have noticed out there by the team. A large portion of the population identify as having no religion, while Christianity and smaller communities of Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists and Jews also exist, peacefully living there in the country called New Zealand. The capital city is Wellington, while Auckland is the largest and one of the most modern cities surrounded by over 50 volcanoes itself. Dangerous. The people of New Zealand are called Kiwis, named after their national bird, which is a beautiful, small and flightless bird, kiwi. New Zealand is famous for its natural beauty itself, clean environment and active lifestyles. People enjoy outdoors activities like hiking, car trapping, and which keeps them healthy and fit. The country is also socially progressive itself. Same-sex marriage is legal and equality is strongly supported in the country. This is New Zealand. Historically, the indigenous Maoris people arrived around the 13th century, and their culture remains an important part of the national identity. Some interesting facts about this country, which is called New Zealand. You can never be more than 128 kilometers away from the sea. There are more sheep than people. Ships are so many there. There are more than people, humans there. It's only of the least corrupt countries in the world. Women were given the right to vote here in the year 1893, making it the first country to do so. There are no native snakes in New Zealand. The night sky is so clear that the Milky Way is easily visible to anyone, those who are interested in watching such type of views. New Zealand is also strong in science and innovation. Scientist Ernest Rutherford, who played a key role in discovering the structure of the atom, was from here and won a Nobel Prize. Tourism is a major industry thanks to stunning locations like Queenstown, known for adventures of sports like bungee jumping and skydiving, landmarks like the Sky Tower in also celebrate Anzac Day, A-N-Z-A-C, Anzac Day, honoring soldiers who served in a war and died for the nation called New Zealand. Now, what is the conclusion? Before conclusion, I want to say something more about that. What are the things which you are not supposed to do in New Zealand that will also be discussed in the last part of this video. So keep on watching this video without skipping the video. And one more thing, please hit the subscribe bell and like below this video so that you never miss the upcoming beautiful brand new video totally free. Hit the subscribe bell and like below this video and share the video and channel link on WhatsApp group in between your families and friends out there so that they easily understand the meaning and purpose of making and creating this channel. This is Sunny's cheeky word by admin Sunny here. In conclusion, New Zealand is not just a beautiful country, it is a unique blend of peace, self-sufficiency, natural beauty and progressive values. It stands as a model of how a nation can thrive while staying away from global conflicts and maintaining harmony with nature and its people. Now, I will going to discuss what you don't have to do in New Zealand. So, don't skip the video. Watch this video till the end. Now, this is very important topic that what you have not to do while traveling in this beautiful country, New Zealand. There are the problems of different languages, Portuguese, English, Hindi and others, along with random word songs, references and ideas if does not from single clear story. The passage jump between many topics like mentions of people and names like Midi means married Justin Bieber. Now, famous phrase like I have three. Music styles such as rock, rap, hip-hop and many more. So this is very important to understand. Mentions the brand of things like Disney, Frozen, craft foods, bits of technology like camera, speed, test, hardware, gaming, fantasy elements like burning and very more other things. New Zealand is being talked about a real, beautiful and safe country. It highlights good people, peaceful lifestyle and natural beauty out there in this country called New Zealand. You have to be very careful while you are driving and on the roads of New Zealand. New Zealand has certain more things of risk, but if you are careful, you can do it by your own. So we will be back very soon with some another beautiful story of any other beautiful nation like New Zealand. So before leaving, please hit subscribe button, like and join this channel totally free and share on WhatsApp groups in between your family and friends, and also visit my Facebook page, Instagram and thread pages, and our video also uploaded on this Telegram channel, WhatsApp and other areas. So please keep on visiting our site. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher.
transformed a prehistoric land of tribes into one of the greatest empires in world history, later experiencing decline, dictatorship, and finally a return to democracy in the 20th century. Prehistoric and early civilizations. Archaeological discoveries in Spain show evidence of human habitation dating back over 1 million years. The Atapuerca caves in northern Spain.
Hello guys, welcome. I am admin Sunny and you're watching my YouTube official channel, Sunny's GK World, Sunny's General Knowledge World. Know about the nearby and far away world from you. This channel is established only for the promotional and educational use to the man, to the fans, to the fans who loves to know about the world and the history of the world. This is a unique channel which describes anything in long form, in the form of long videos, so that step by step my fans, my followers and my fans can understand step by step in clean ways. Today I bought this video concerning about the fact about a great country, Canada. This is the story of Canada. Before starting this video further, I request you all that when we are taking hard work for my fans and friends and followers around the globe, it's your duty to click on subscribe, bell and like these 3 buttons under any one video on this channel and share the link of video and channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook groups, Instagram and Pinterest groups. Also, it's your duty to follow me on Facebook page, Instagram page and on Threads. Our videos are also promoted on Dailymotions and Telegram channels also. Please search my channels and join there also. Today, I am here with the story behind a big nation, Canada. Canada's story began with the arrival of indigenous people. हेलो दोस्तों, नमस्कार। आप देख रहे हैं सनीज जीके वर्ल्ड। इस चैनल पर हम आपको बहुत ही ज्ञानवर्धक चीजों के बारे में, देशों के बारे में और पर्सनालिटीज के बारे में आपको पूरी तरीके से जानकारी देने का प्रयास किया जाता है। आज के इस वीडियो में मैं आपको कनाडा के बारे में बताने जा रहा हूँ। कनाडा का इतिहास क्या रहा है। इस वीडियो को प्रारंभ करने से पहले आपसे मेरा अनुरोध है कि आप इस चैनल से सबसे पहले जुड़ जाने के लिए इस वीडियो के नीचे दिए हुए लाल रंग का वो जो सब्सक्राइब का बटन है इसको आप दबा लें, क्लिक कर लें, बेल आइकॉन को क्लिक कर लें और लाइक बटन को दबाने के बाद इस वीडियो के लिंक को और इस चैनल के लिंक को आपको व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स में, अपने रिलेटिव्स, फ्रेंड्स सर्किल में के ग्रुप में शेयर कर देना चाहिए ताकि ये विशेष वीडियो उन तक पहुंच सके। ये आपका काम है और साथ में आपको फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, थ्रेड साइट्स पर भी मेरे पेज और साइट को फॉलो करना चाहिए और हमारे वीडियो डेलीमोशन चैनल्स और टेलीग्राम चैनल और व्हाट्सएप चैनल पर भी पोस्ट होते हैं, तो वहां पर भी जाकर चेक करके आप हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं। कनाडा का इतिहास स्वदेशी निवासियों, फ्रांसीसी और ब्रिटिश उपनिवेशीकरण क्या है ये मामला, और फिर एक स्वतंत्र राष्ट्र के रूप में इसके विकास की एक महान गाथा आज हम आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं। इसी स्टोरी का इंग्लिश अनुवाद भी इसी चैनल पर आएगा। 1867 यानी 1867 में ब्रिटिश उत्तर अमेरिका अधिनियम के माध्यम से कनाडा का एक डोमिनियन बना और 1982 में संविधान के स्वदेशीकरण यानी पैट्रिएशंस के साथ ये पूरी तरीके से एक संप्रभु संसदीय लोकतंत्र बन गया। कनाडा का इतिहास के प्रमुख चरण क्या क्या थे? मूल निवासी और यूरोपीय खोज 15वीं शताब्दी से पहले 1600 हजारों वर्षों से स्वदेशी लोग यहाँ रह रहे थे। 1497 में जॉन कैबोट और बाद में 16वीं शताब्दी में जैक्स कार्टियर ने फ्रांस के लिए इस क्षेत्र की खोज की। न्यू फ्रांस 1600 से लेके 1763 तक यानी 1763 फ्रांस ने क्यूबेक में बस्तियां बसाई जिसे न्यू फ्रांस भी कहा जाता है। यह क्षेत्र करके व्यापार का एक प्रमुख केंद्र बना था। ब्रिटिश शासन 1763-1867 तक 1763 में पेरिस के संधि के बाद फ्रांस ने कनाडा पर अपना नियंत्रण खो दिया और ये ब्रिटिश साम्राज्य का हिस्सा बन गया। 1791 में कनाडा को अपर यानी ओटारियो और लोअर यानी क्यूबेक कनाडा में विभाजित कर दिया गया था। अब क्या है संघ? कॉन्फेडरेशन यानी 1867 की एक गाथा है। 1 जुलाई 1867 को ब्रिटिश नॉर्थ अमेरिका एक्ट के तहत कनाडा एक डोमिनियन बना जिसमें अडो, रियो, क्यूबेक, नोवा, स्कोटिया और न्यू पैसिफिक शामिल थे। स्वतंत्रता की ओर 1931 से 1982 यानी 1931 के वेस्टमिंस्टर अधिनियम के साथ कनाडा को ब्रिटेन के बराबर का दर्जा प्राप्त हुआ था। 1982 में कनाडा ने अपने संविधान को पूरी तरीके से अपना लिया था और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एक्ट 1982 जिससे ब्रिटिश संसद से पूर्ण स्वतंत्रता मिल गई थी। आधुनिक कनाडा 1982 के बाद आज कनाडा 10वां प्रांत और 3 क्षेत्रों वाला एक बहुसांस्कृतिक संवैधानिक स्वतंत्र राज्य है जो अपनी शांति रक्षा प्रयासों के लिए जाना जाता है। अब हम लगे हाथों और भी कुछ चीजें आपको बताते चले और वो कौन कौन सी खूबसूरत जगह हैं जहां पर आप आज की डेट पर विजिट कर सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं, जान सकते हैं। लेकिन उससे पहले कुछ और चीजों पर भी अपन नजर मार लेते हैं जैसे कि मान्यता। कनाडा की स्वतंत्रता को अमेरिका की मान्यता 1927 यानी 18 फरवरी 1927 को संयुक्त राज्य अमेरिका ने कनाडा को एक स्वतंत्र राज्य के रूप में मान्यता दी थी जिसके विदेश मामलों पर स्वयं नियंत्रण था। उस दिन विंसेंट मैसी ने वाशिंगटन में कनाडा के विशेष दूत और पूर्ण अधिकार प्राप्त मंत्री के रूप में अपने परिचय पत्र प्रस्तुत किए। ये कार्रवाई 1926 के ब्रिटिश साम्राज्यवादी सम्मेलन के बाद हुई थी जिसके परिणाम स्वरूप बालफोर घोषणा पत्र जारी हुआ जिसमें कहा गया था कि यूनाइटेड किंगडम और डोमिनियन ब्रिटिश साम्राज्य के भीतर स्वयं यत्न समुदाय है जिनका दर्जा समान है और वह अपने घरेलू या बाहरी मामलों के किसी भी पहलू में एक दूसरे के अधीन नहीं है। क्या क्या थी राजनीतिक संबंध? राजनयिक संबंधों की स्थापना 1927 में ही हुई थी। 18 फरवरी 1927 को राजनयिक संबंध स्थापित हुए जब मेसी ने वाशिंगटन में कनाडा के विशेष दूत और पूर्ण अधिकार प्राप्त मंत्री के रूप में अपने परिचय प्राप्त पत्र प्रस्तुत किए थे। ओटावा में अमेरिकी दूतावास की स्थापना 1927। ओटावा में अमेरिकी दूतावास की स्थापना 1 जून 1927 को हुई थी, जब विलियम फिलिप्स ने विशेष दूत और पूर्ण अधिकार प्राप्त मंत्री के रूप में अपने परिचय पत्र को प्रस्तुत किया था। बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो कनाडा से रिलेटेड है और इसी कड़ी में हम आपको बहुत ही खूबसूरत और भी नजारे दिखाते हैं। साथ साथ में आज ये जो मॉडर्न कनाडा है उसके बारे में और हम आपको थोड़ी और जानकारी देते हैं। कनाडा ऐतिहासिक स्थलों का एक समृद्ध खजाना है जो वाइकिंग्स के समय से लेकर औपनिवेशिक काल तक की कहानी बताता है। प्रमुख स्थानों में ओल्ड क्यूबेक यानी यूनेस्को स्थल, न्यू फाउंडलैंड में लॉन्स ऑक्स, मिडोज एंड वाइकिंग बस्ती शामिल है और साथ में लुइसबर्ग का किला इसमें शामिल किया जाता है। ये स्थान कनाडा की फ्रांसीसी, ब्रिटिश और स्वदेशी विरासत को दर्शाते हैं। कनाडा के कुछ प्रमुख ऐतिहासिक स्थान के बारे में आज हम इस वीडियो में आपके साथ चर्चा करेंगे और हम आज आपको बताएंगे कुछ और छुपी हुई राज। ओल्ड क्यूबेक। ओल्ड क्यूबेक क्या है? ये 17वीं सदी का एक ऐसा शानदार किला रहित शहर है जो अपनी दीवारों यानी फोर्टिफिकेशंस के लिए प्रसिद्ध है, जो उत्तरी अमेरिका में एकमात्र बची हुई दीवारें हैं। लॉन्स ऑक्स मेडोज ये न्यू फाउंडलैंड के रूप में भी माना जाता है। ये उत्तरी अमेरिका में प्रमाणित पहली नॉर्स वाइकिंग बस्ती है जो लगभग 1000 साल पुरानी है। लुइसबर्ग का किला यानी फोर्ट्रेस ऑफ लुइसबर्ग, नोवा स्कोटिया, ये 18वीं शताब्दी का एक विशाल पुनर्गठित फ्रांसीसी किला है जो उस समय के सैन्य और आर्थिक जीवन का जीवंत दृश्य प्रस्तुत करता रहता है। फोर्ट एनी क्या चीज है? फोर्ट एनी यह है नोवा स्कॉटिया में कनाडा के सबसे पुराने राष्ट्रीय ऐतिहासिक स्थानों के ऊपर अगर नजर डालें तो स्थानों में से एक जो कनाडा में यूरोपीय उपनिवेशीकरण के इतिहास को दर्शाता है। प्रिंस ऑफ वेल्स फोर्ट ये क्या है? प्रिंस ऑफ वेल्स फोर्ट हडसन बे कंपनी द्वारा 18वीं शताब्दी में निर्मित एक पत्थर का तारा आकार का की किला है। बहुत ही खूबसूरत देखने में, हजारों पर्यटक हर साल वहां पर जाते हैं इन नजारों को देखने के लिए। ग्रीन गेबल्स हाउस। ग्रीन गेबल्स हाउस एक साहित्य प्रेमियों के लिए एक प्रसिद्ध स्थान है जो लोकप्रिय उपन्यास एनी ऑफ ग्रीन गेबल्स से जुड़ा हुआ है। सीएन टावर ये यद्यपि एक ऐतिहासिक रूप से आधुनिक 1976 फिर भी ये कनाडा के इंजीनियरिंग विकास का एक बेमिसाल नमूना और प्रतीक के रूप में शामिल है। ऐसे शानदार जगहों पर देखने के लिए आपको कनाडा एक बार जरूर जाना चाहिए। कनाडा के इतिहास में और भी बहुत ही आकर्षित करने वाली चीजें हैं जो अब मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूँ। कनाडा और उसका समृद्ध इतिहास। किसी देश का इतिहास केवल पुरानी किताबों या भूले किस्से ग्रंथों में ही अभी तक माना जाता रहा है, बल्कि ये देश के हर कोने में व्याप्त है। आपको बस यही जगह ढूंढनी होगी। ये पुराना किला, सुरक्षित गली व स्मारक इस बात का प्रमाण है कि संघर्ष, विजय और दृढ़ता की कहानियां आज भी हमें आकार और आकर्षित करती रहती है। कनाडा भी इसका अपवाद नहीं है। स्वदेशी विरासत, औपनिवेशिक और विरासत और राष्ट्रीय निर्माण के महत्वपूर्ण क्षणों के मिश्रण के साथ ये एक ऐसे स्थान प्रदान करता है जहां अतीत आज भी पूरी तरीके से अपनी शान के साथ खड़ा हुआ है। इतिहास प्रेमियों के लिए ये नौ आकर्षण केवल मंचलित या दिल बहलाने के लिए नहीं है। ये बहुत ही शानदार जगह है, जैसे कि वाटोचे सच्चे चेवान। ये क्या चीज है? ये यहाँ पर 1885 में लोगों ने अपनी आखिरी लड़ाई लड़ी थी। जमीन पर आज भी उसके निशान मौजूद हैं। चर्च की दीवारों में गोलियों के निशान, जो छेद उसमें आज भी मौजूद है। जमीन में राइफल के गड्ढे, कब्रें बाकी कहानी बयां करती है। पैदल चले या उसी नदी में डोंगी की सवारी करे, जिससे कभी रसद और सैनिक ले जाया जाते थे। लेकिन ये सिर्फ मैदान नहीं है, ये सामान्य में ठहर गया एक कुरुक्षेत्र यानी युद्ध क्षेत्र है। ये दिल दहलाने वाली कहानियों पर लिखा जाता है आज का भविष्य और आने वाला समय लोगों के लिए सिर्फ मात्र घूमने का स्थान बन जाता है। जैसे कि डॉसन सिटी यूक्रेन, इसकी भी कहानी बड़ी अजीब गरीब है। 1890 के दशक के गोल्ड रश ने इस शांत जगह को आग अराजकता में बदल दिया था और यहाँ पर मामले गंभीर हो गए थे। सोने की खोज में उमड़ पड़े लोग ऐसे सपनों को पीछा करते हुए जिन्होंने कुछ को बर्बाद कर दिया और दूसरों को समृद्ध बना दिया और खुद कंगाल हो गए। ये सब दास्तान आप देखते रहें और इस तरह की हालात, और आज एक खूबसूरत शहर, एक खूबसूरत देश जिसे कहते हैं कनाडा, आज दुनिया के सामने खड़ा हुआ है, जहां जगह जगह कोने कोने से लोग आज भी वहां पर जाकर अपना मन बहलाने का काम करते हैं। ये कोई मामूली बात नहीं है। आज कनाडा एक खूबसूरत राज्य के रूप में हमारे सामने मौजूद है और अब इसी का हम आपको इंग्लिश अनुवाद सुनाते हैं।
Indigenous, Native people, and colonial past. These sites help us understand how Canada developed culturally, politically, and historically over hundreds and even thousands of years. Some of the most famous historical landmarks include Old Quebec, Lansing Meadows in Newfoundland, the Fortress of Louisbourg in Nova Scotia, and Parliament Hill in Ottawa. Each place represents a different part of Canada's rich history. Below is an explanation of some of the most famous historical sites in Canada. 1. Old Quebec, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Old Quebec is one of the most historic areas in Canada and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city has a strong European feel because of its 17th century architecture, narrow stone streets, and fortified walls. One of its most famous landmarks is the Chateau Frontenac, a grand historic hotel that overlooks the St. Lawrence River. Walking through Old Quebec feels like stepping back in time to the early days of French colonial Canada. 2. Lansing Meadows, Newfoundland. Lansing Meadows is extremely important historically because it is the only confirmed Viking settlement in North America. Archaeological discoveries show that Norse explorers from Scandinavia lived here around 1,000 years ago. The site contains reconstructed Viking buildings and artifacts that reveal how these early explorers lived, worked, and traveled. It provides strong evidence that Vikings reached North America long before Christopher Columbus. 3. Fortress of Louisbourg, Nova Scotia. The Fortress of Louisbourg is a large 18th century French fortress located on Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia. During the colonial period, it was an important military and trading center. The fortress played a major role in the conflicts between France and Britain for control of North America. Today, much of the fortress has been reconstructed, and visitors can see soldiers, buildings, and daily life recreated as it was during the 1700s. Number 4. Parliament Hill, Ottawa. Parliament Hill is the political center of Canada. Located in the capital city of Ottawa, it is where the Canadian government and Parliament operate. The buildings are famous for their Gothic Revival architectural style, tall towers, and impressive design. One of the most recognizable features is the Peace Tower, which symbolizes Canada's national identity and democracy. 5. Canadian Museum of History, museums, restaurants, and scenic waterfront views. 8. Hatley Park, National Historic Site. Victoria Hatley Park is a beautiful historic mansion with large gardens and scenic landscapes located in British Columbia. Built in the early 20th century, the estate is now part of Royal Roads University. The site is admired for its architecture, historical significance, and natural beauty. Conclusion. These historical places provide visitors with a unique opportunity to understand Canada's cultural, political, and historical journey. From Viking settlements and Indigenous heritage to colonial forts and modern government buildings, each site tells a different story about how Canada developed into the nation it is today. Exploring these landmarks helps people appreciate Canada's diverse past and rich cultural heritage.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. If you're liking the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe and like the video and share the video. And the link for the channel on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So that other than the video legend you got, I can come up, keep looking the world, and keep supporting me.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun.
Hello, wonderful people out there. Today I am here at the Sunny, and you're watching my general knowledge channel. Sunny's General Knowledge is Sunny GK World. My friends, today I got a very, very important topic, and that is the history of entire Europe. The historical, the places to visit in Europe. So, due to the fact this video is too long to handle, and that's why I have decided to take some help from other sides. But this is my creation, and I have created this video only for educational use and to take up the lives of many or thousands of newcomers, those are facing the problem of deep general knowledge in their life. So I have decided to make this beautiful video for that. Hope you love it, and I only request you to, if you liked any single part of the video, please hit the subscribe bell and like below this video, and your job is to share the video link on your WhatsApp groups in between your family and friends around the globe, and also follow my Facebook, Instagram, and Thread pages. And one more thing, we also upload our videos on Dailymotion channels and on Telegram channels. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and like, and let's begin this beautiful video at Miss Sunny here. Let's start.
The ultimate guide to historical places to visit in Europe. Europe is a living museum. Across its cities, islands, mountains, and countryside, you will find layers of civilization built upon one another. From prehistoric stone circles and Greek temples to Roman arenas, medieval castles, Renaissance cathedrals, and powerful 20th century memorials. Each monument reflects political power, religion, art, war, trade, and human ambition. Below is a detailed exploration of the most important historical places to visit in Europe, organized by era and region. Prehistoric and ancient Europe image. 1. Stonehenge, England. Stonehenge, built between 3000 and 2000 BC, Stonehenge remains one of Europe's greatest prehistoric mysteries. Massive standing stones, some transported over 150 miles, are arranged in a circular formation aligned with the summer and winter solstices. Archaeologists believe it functioned as a ceremonial and astronomical site. Visiting at sunrise or sunset offers a powerful connection to Europe's earliest spiritual traditions. 2. Acropolis of Athens, Greece. Acropolis of Athens. The Acropolis represents the height of classical Greek civilization, 5th century BC. It includes the iconic Parthenon, dedicated to the goddess Athena. The harmony, balance, and precision of its design shaped Western architecture for centuries. The Acropolis Museum nearby deepens understanding of ancient democracy, philosophy, and art. Colosseum, Rome. Colosseum, constructed between 70 to 80 AD, this massive amphitheater could seat over 50,000 spectators. Gladiator contests and dramatic performances showcased Roman engineering brilliance and imperial power. Nearby Roman Forum ruins allow visitors to walk through the political heart of ancient Rome. Now 4. Pont de Garde, France. Pont de Garde, a 3-tiered Roman aqueduct bridge built in the 1st century AD. It demonstrates Rome's advanced infrastructure. It once carried water over 30 miles to the city of Venice. Now 5. Italy, Pompeii. When Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, Pompeii was frozen in time. Streets, homes, frescoes, and even food were preserved under volcanic ash. It offers an intimate glimpse into daily Roman life. Byzantine medieval Europe image. Number 6. Hagia Sophia, Turkey. Hagia Sophia, built in 537 AD. Hagia Sophia was the world's largest cathedral for nearly a millennium. Its enormous dome and golden mosaics symbolize Byzantine architectural genius. It later became a mosque and now functions as a mosque again, reflecting layers of religious transformation. Number 7. Notre Dame Cathedral. Notre Dame Cathedral, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture from the 12th and 14th century, features flying buttresses, rose windows, and sculpted gargoyles. It represents medieval Christianity's spiritual power. 8. Alhambra, Spain. Alhambra. This 13th century Moorish palace complex showcases Islamic art in Europe. Intricate tile work, peaceful courtyards, and water gardens reveal the sophistication of Al-Andalus culture before Spain's Christian reconquest. Tower 9. Tower of London, England. Tower of London. Founded by William the Conqueror in 1066, it served as royal palace, fortress, prison, and treasury. Today it houses the crown jewels. Number 10. Doge's Palace, Italy. Doge's Palace, political center of the Venetian Republic. It reflects Venice's maritime power. Gothic architecture combined with Renaissance art makes it unique. Renaissance and Baroque Europe image. 11. Sagrada Familia, Spain. Sagrada Familia, designed by Antoni Gaudí in 1882. This basilica blends Gothic and Art Nouveau styles. Its organic shapes and symbolic facades make it one of Europe's most distinctive churches. 12. Lecce, Italy. Lecce, often called the Florence of the South, Lecce's Baroque churches feature intricate stone carvings and dramatic facades. 13. Palermo Cathedral, Sicily. Palermo Cathedral, a mix of Norman, Arab, Gothic, and Baroque styles, reflecting Sicily's multicultural past. 14. Valley of the Temples, Sicily. Europe's highest active volcano, shaping Sicily's agriculture and folklore. 17. Delos, sacred island believed to be birthplace of Apollo and Artemis. 21. Temple of Apphia, Agana. Temple of Apphia, part of the sacred triangle of Athens and Singh. Number 22. Monastery of St. John, Patmos. Monastery of St. John the Theologian, UNESCO site linked to the Book of Revelation. Modern Europe and World War sites. Image 23. Eiffel Tower, France. Eiffel Tower, built in 1889 for the World Fair, it symbolizes industrial innovation. 24. Brandenburg Gate, Germany. Brandenburg Gate, neoclassical monument representing German unity after the Cold War. Auschwitz-Birkenau, Poland. Auschwitz-Birkenau, memorial and museum preserving the memory of Holocaust victims. Berlin Wall Memorial, Germany. Berlin Wall, a reminder of Cold War division and eventual reunification. Why Europe's historical sites matter. Europe contains over 400 UNESCO World Heritage Sites representing thousands of years of architectural evolution. These places are not only monuments but storytellers, revealing the birth of democracy in Greece, Roman engineering mastery, Islamic art in Spain, Christian Gothic cathedrals, Renaissance creativity, Industrial Revolution innovation, lessons from World War. From the prehistoric stones of England to the marble temples of Greece and the castles of Italy, Europe offers an unparalleled journey through human civilization. If you would like, from prehistory to the modern age, Europe's story stretches back over 18,000 years, evolving through prehistoric cultures, classical civilizations, empires, religious transformations, artistic revolutions, and world wars. Below is a deeper exploration of these eras and the remarkable landmarks that define them. Prehistoric and ancient Europe, c. 16,000 BC to 500 AD. Image, prehistoric Europe, the first civilization. One of the earliest advanced cultures of Western Europe was the Magdalenian culture, c. 16,000 BC, known for cave art and stone tools across France, Germany, and Spain. These hunter-gatherers left behind artistic evidence of early human creativity. Stonehenge, built around 3000 to 2000 BC, this mysterious stone circle likely served astronomical and ceremonial purposes. Its alignment with the solstice suggests advanced prehistoric knowledge. Classical Greece, birthplace of democracy and philosophy. Ancient Greece shaped Western philosophy, drama, mathematics, and democracy. Acropolis of Athens. The Acropolis stands as a symbol of classical Greek achievement. Parthenon, dedicated to goddess Athena, representing harmony and proportion in architecture. Roman Empire, engineering and expansion. The Roman Empire, 27 BC, 476 AD, united much of Europe under one political and cultural system. Colosseum, massive amphitheater, 70 to 80 AD, hosting gladiator games. Pont du Gard, Roman aqueduct bridge demonstrating advanced engineering. Pompeii, city preserved by volcanic eruption in 79 AD. Dak, Roman and Byzantine legacy, 353 AD. As Rome declined, the Eastern Roman Byzantine Empire preserved classical knowledge and Christian traditions. Hagia Sophia, built in 537 AD, it was the world's largest cathedral for nearly 1,000 years. Its dome is a masterpiece of Byzantine engineering. Venetian Castle shows layers of Byzantine and Venetian in the Mediterranean. Monastery of St. John the Theologian, founded in 1088, linked to the Book of Revelation. Panagia and Constantinople, one of the oldest Christian churches in Greece. Medieval and Renaissance Europe, 500 to 1600, image medieval period. Feudal kingdoms, crusades, Gothic cathedrals, and fortified castles define this era. Alhambra, a Moorish palace complex reflecting Islamic art and architecture in Spain. Notre Dame Cathedral, Gothic architecture with flying buttresses and stained glass. Doge's Palace, political center of the Venetian Republic. Renaissance and artistic revival. Europe rediscovered classical knowledge, leading to scientific and artistic breakthroughs. Sagrada Familia, designed by Antoni Gaudí, blending Gothic and modernist styles. Modern era World War, 1700 to 20th century. Image Industrial Revolution. Europe led technological and industrial growth. Eiffel Tower, built in 1889, symbolizing industrial progress and engineering innovation. World War II and division. The 20th century reshaped Europe politically and emotionally. Brandenburg Gate, symbol of German reunification nation after Cold War division. Auschwitz-Birkenau, memorial and reminder of the Holocaust tragedy. Sicily, a living museum of civilizations. Image Sicily reflects Greek, Roman, Arab, Norman, and Spanish influence. Valley of the Temples, 8 Greek temples in remarkable condition. Villa Romana del Casale, 4th century Roman mosaics. Mount Etna, Europe's highest active volcano. Palermo Cathedral, Arab Norman architectural blend. Greek theater and tower blue, overlooking Etna and the sea. Puglia, southern Italy's hidden treasure image, truly about Mirabella, conical stone houses. Lecce, known as Florence of the South for Baroque style. Ostum, the White City, Basilica di San Nicola, pilgrimage site of St. Nicholas. Castel del Monte, geometric medieval fortress. Greek islands, mythology and maritime power image. Old fortress of Corfu, Venetian stronghold. Delos, mythical birthplace of Apollo. Temple of Apphia, part of sacred triangle with Athens and South. Pyrgos, marble craftsmanship heritage. Why Europe's heritage is unique. Over 400 plus UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Blend of Greek, Roman, Islamic, Christian, Byzantine, and modern cultures. Architectural evolution from megalithic stones to iron towers. Living cities built upon ancient ruins. If you'd like, I can also turn this into...
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, and it's just begun.
Hello friends, you are watching Sunny's General Knowledge World, means Sunny's GK World. On this video, we will provide some very fascinating and unique information about the past, about the world. Now in this today's topic, I have chosen to tell you something about various types of monuments and historical places in India. Now, today I will discuss about the truth and the story of Taj Mahal that is in Agra. So, before starting this video, I request you to please hit the subscribe bell and like button below this video so that whenever we launch our new video, you will never get to miss that upcoming video. You can able to watch that video particularly, especially for you, fully without paying even a single pie for that. So click the subscribe bell and like, and also one more thing, share the video link and channel link on WhatsApp group in between your friends and family, and also follow my Facebook, Instagram and Thread pages. One more thing, you can also watch our videos on Daily Motion channels and Telegram channels. So let's begin this today's video. Who could ever think that an eternal love leading to the saga of infinity? Bondage can evolve out of desert like land and would bloom, or you can say blossom, to be the reason to gift our world a poem in marble, the Taj says. No image of the Taj, neither on canvas nor on celluloid, can adequately express its conceptual imaginary, on the cheek of time. The Taj Mahal, a spectacle in white marble, unparalleled to any other monument in the world or on earth, unparalleled in grandeur, that depicts the sheer opulence of an era. The awesome structure, the monument of love that Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan gave to the world, stands as a testimony of his intense love for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. It is a romance celebrated in marble and glorified with precise and semi-precise precious stones, and that the way to appreciate it. Uttar Pradesh, the land of the Taj, is rich in its cultural heritage and has always been a prominent arena of politics, and various types of parties engage in that since the ancient time. Agra, the city of the Taj and once the capital of the Mughal Emperor during the 16th through the early 18th centuries, enjoys a close proximity to the national capital city of New Delhi. Tourists from all over the world try to come here. Tourists from all over the world visit Agra to make a pilgrimage to Taj Mahal, India. Most famous architectural wonder in a land where a magnificent temples and edifices abundant to remind visitors about the rich civilization of a country that is slowly but surely lifting itself into a industrialized society as well. Taj Mahal means crown palace and is in fact the most well preserved and archaeologically you can say as far as art wise and beauty and the cutting of stones and its beautiful dome in the world made by various white marble itself looked beautiful. The English poet Sir Edwin Arnold had described the Taj as not a piece of art as other buildings are, but the proud passions of an emperor's love wrote in living stones. It is a romance celebrated in marble and glorified with precious and semi-precious stones, and that's the way to appreciate it. Taj Mahal stands on the bank of river Yamuna, which otherwise deserves as a white most defending the great red fort of Agra, the center of the Mughal emperors until they moved their capital to Delhi in 1637. It was built by the fifth Mughal emperor Shahjahan in 1631 in memory of his third but the most favorite wife. In fact, his soul-mate Mumtaz Mahal, a Muslim Persian princess. She died while accompanying her husband in Burhanpur in a campaign to crush a rebellion after giving birth to her 13th child. The death so crushed the emperor that all his hair and beard were said to have grown snow white in a few months. When Mumtaz Mahal